قرآن كريم في كتاب مكنون في كتاب مكنون لا يمسه إلا المطهرون تنزيل من رب العالمين أفبهذا الحديث أنتم مدهنون أفبهذا الحديث أنتم مدهنون
Bismillah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. My recommendation before you listen to this conversation is to watch the documentary, which is available on YouTube, The Schools Under Siege in South Africa, by the YouTube channel Unreported World. In the description, they write, pupils, parents, and teachers trying to survive at a primary school caught in a turf war between lawless drug-dealing gangs in Cape Town, South Africa. Why I recommend you watch this before you listen to this conversation is so that you can get the context and direction of said conversation, since we are sitting down and speaking with the main character of the documentary, Mariezaan. Inshallah, I'll have the link to the documentary in the description below on whatever platform it is that you're listening to, inshallah. Jazakallahu khairan. Yeah, imagine that. Yeah, like 28. $2 is 28 rands. Imagine that. So that's why I came and studied here, because you see how much I'm saving. But Allah SWT also says in the Quran that He gave some people like rizq, like He gave them an up, and then some other people He gave them not so much. But the people who Allah gave an up to, their job is to help the other people of the world. Otherwise, if you don't help the other people with the world, then all of a sudden now what's happening is very ajib, man. Now all of a sudden what's happening is not, it's not benefiting the people. And that's where you get this very disgusting, what's it called, like, very disgusting lifestyle of people and everything like that, the way people are.
Some people, or if they have the money, they're like poshy, understand?
Yeah, it's like that.
And they was like, they don't want to be like, yeah, you're not on my level, don't talk to me.
Okay, so you ready?
I'm ready if you're ready.
I'm ready, man. As-salatu was-salamu Rasulullahi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Alhamdulillah. On November 21st, 2019, the YouTube channel Unreported World released a documentary titled The Schools Under Siege in South Africa, and it was shot in the Cape Flats. As of right now, the video sits at 1.8 million views, closing in on 1.9, and the subscribers on the Unreported World are sitting at 1.4 million. And it's a really beneficial video that showcased the situation that's happening in the Cape Flats. Now, in that video, at about 3 minutes and 33 seconds in, we meet a very special boy named Mariezaan, who, when you watch this documentary, everyone who's watched it, they got a very close connection with this young man who was unbelievably wise, and everybody felt his story. And just the story itself and the situation, it was something that everybody needed to see, and it makes sense why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala chose him, chose his family, and chose that location to show to the world about what's happening in the Cape Flats. Now, when that documentary ends and you scroll down in the comments, you start to see that people are wondering, where is Mariezaan? How is he? How is he doing? I hope he's okay. Well, alhamdulillah, I'm happy to say, sitting in front of me, looking very healthy, very happy, mashallah, very bright, is now 16-year-old Mariezaan. But in that video, you were how old?
11 years old.
11 years old. So alhamdulillah, man. Thank you for sitting down with me. Even before I saw your documentary, you told me your story. In fact, you came, to my class and you were telling Ustad, the situation. And alhamdulillah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the only one who gives wisdom. Intelligence and knowledge, you can actually gain that on your own if you go and study. But only Allah gives wisdom. And there was a part in this documentary which, if you go in the comments, you see everybody was quoting it, which is when you're speaking of your father and you say, you know, I can change everything, but I can't change my family. And you were 11 years old when you said that, but that was real grown man talk, man. That was crazy. And that thing hit everybody. So, first and foremost, before we get into more things, I just want to say to all of the people in the comment section, 'cause I don't know if you've seen the comments as of late, but everybody is wondering how you're doing, where you are. So to all of these people, the millions of people who saw your story, what do you want to say to those people first?
I just want to say them that uh, they don't need to stress. I'm busy studying, but I'm studying for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. I'm studying deen. I say shukr to Allah that He took me out of Cape Town and brought me in some place to come study. And I say shukran to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that He used people like you
I mean,
and people like the principal, teachers to be with me. If I need anything, school-wise, what anything, they told me just to come. Help. I just can't come or help because I never in my whole life expected that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is gonna give me a second chance to come study for deen. Because the time when I was stabbed in last year, 26 December, when I got stabbed, and so I wake up, I told myself, I'm gonna go dead in the Cape Flats, so I'd rather go study. I got the opportunity to come study. And so I come study, so my mother them is proud about me because I didn't choose to become a gangster. I didn't choose to become in fear with gangsterism because only thing that I can say for my fans out there is like, thank you, shukran, and may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala stays with you guys.
Ameen.
And keep you guys safe. That's only part what I can say for now. But like time goes on, me and this brother in Islam, we will give more updates.
Yeah, I mean, I would love to continue to, grow with you, mashallah. I mean, Allah is amazing. How, I was thinking about how incredible it is because this is something that I've done for so long, like video and audio work. But as time goes, you learn that the most important things are, they're not even stories that come from you. This is what Allah SWT is showing to the world. So the fact how we connected is incredible because I remember when I was setting up this thing in the masjid, you looked at me and you said, hey, I got a documentary on YouTube. And I'm thinking, who's this boy, man? MashaAllah, telling me these things. And that thing always stuck with me. But it was, it's that confidence that comes out. And that's what a lot of people notice when they watch that documentary, that they made. Hey, how did it feel? Like when that was remade, do you remember that time when these people came to your house and so on and so forth? Like, do you remember that time?
The time when they came to my house, it was like, for me, it was like, I'm watching TikTok, understand?
Yeah.
And before I had to keep a gang, people, all the time they bullied us. Like, my mother was on drugs. My father was on drugs.
Right.
They put me in a home. For me, for my two brothers, and my sister. They put us in a home. That was a time my granny took place. The time we came out of the home. My granny and my mother, they had always arguments. My mother stopped drugged. I say shukr to Allah, so she win the case. And it doesn't matter from where you come. But like my mother told me, if you have respect and you know how to clean after yourself, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, cleanliness is next to godliness.
Subhanallah.
That's the only thing. But time my granny died, that was my guardian for age of 11, 12 was my guardian. My granny always told me, I told always my family, school is not for me. Every day I was in the office. Every day I'd have smacked the teacher not to be in class, did all the worst stuff.
This is when you were small at
When
that
I
time.
when I was at school, then I'd have done all the worst stuff what you can get.
Right.
So I know that's not the benefit. And so I told always I don't want to do normal schoolwork. I want to study. And so I got the opportunity to come study. I met you,
Alhamdulillah.
met the principal, met the people on the school. So for me the school is alhamdulillah and everything.
Yeah.
Because the best place to be on this service on earth is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's house, you understand? I never understand how to communicate with people. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala always put wisdom, always encourage me, hey, you must do this, you must do that. And I was always still not a scared boy, but you must know when, you must know how. But the only thing what I can say is for my fans and for the people out there waiting, what's Mariezaan still alive, what anything. Yes, I am alive. And soon I will post perhaps another video.
Inshallah.
I mean, and only thing what I can say is anything what happened in life, don't think for why it happened. Only reason for why it happened is because the Almighty want it to happen. Before you think of something, He knows what's gonna happen. Understand? That's all what I can say for my fans. And never give up hope.
Right.
Always be strong because all of them perhaps have families.
Of course.
And if you must check Palestine, is losing people, losing families, where we have our families and we disobey our families. Understand?
Yeah.
Like in Cape Flats, it's going still like a war. That's the only thing I can say. Cape Flats is still like a war.
It's still like the way that it is in that
It's still
video.
like the way it is. Still going shooting on. Still going what was on. Wrong stuff is happening in places. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is choosing us to stand up against it. Understand?
100%.
Because He used us just to go more further and go. Like one Mullah said, I can't mention his name. He said, if the Muslims brothers is sitting in the Mashura and they can't come to Mashura, we must make effort, we must go to them. You understand?
Yeah.
So yeah, it's the only thing what I can say for my fans out there.
Alhamdulillah. And when you were that age in the documentary, how prevalent, like how much was Islam in your life at that time?
I did never actually. That time I didn't want to be with Islam. Satan, he had me that time.
Yeah.
I was only on a Friday. To Jumu'ah. After Jumu'ah, I'm again my own.
You're back in your thing.
Back in my thing.
Yeah.
There were certain times I even used to throw stones in my salato. I come out of mosque, I say they throw. I'm gonna involve me. My mother hit me every night. I say shukran. Because if she didn't hit me, I'm gonna become a gangster.
Yeah.
If my father didn't talk to me, I'm gonna become a gangster. I lost my elder brother.
Yeah.
I shot him dead. I had the opportunity I can now go for revenge. Or I could have. Because the time when I shot him, I was like, hey, bruh, just calm down. Because the way I was sure my mom is going through trauma, how did that other child's mom didn't go through trauma. When I used to throw, and I used to stab, I used to catch on crap at night. No one could have said what crap I could on. Understand? Because if they can say, Mariezaan did this, Mariezaan did that, I'm gonna ask them where is your witness. Understand? Because I don't have witness.
Yeah.
Because if you have a witness in a case, you must tell what time, where, what place, everything.
Yeah.
And I don't have that.
I see.
So yeah, I'm not proud for what I did, but like proud because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala took me out of that environment.
Yeah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He doesn't look like, for example, the heart that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala chose was the heart from that time. So that means there's something very special about that heart. This heart now is a heart that is being reformed and it's being like built and
It's like a baby.
yeah.
Before a baby walk, before he crawl, before he said mother.
Yeah.
It's like that, you
Yeah.
understand?
It's like that, man.
Before he can say his first words like mommy, daddy, we must first drink from the mommy. The same. I must learn in Islam before I can walk, before I can read. It's process.
Yeah, that's all of us. Here, kind of sit like this so that you're like level to it, inshallah. Then the voice is going to be good. Yeah, it's exactly like that. And it's a journey, even for me. Like I was just telling one of my good brothers yesterday, I started practicing Islam at 22, and it was only Maghrib Salah I was doing. For 4 years, I was playing outside, man. Hey, too much, I was playing. Then when I turned 26, I did 5 times Salah. But even then, I went and learned Quran, and even now I'm 30 and I'm learning now about the Aqidah, the whys of Islam, how come of Islam, what's going on with Islam. That's my intention of coming here, is to learn about Islam, to learn what it is, understand what it is, and so that we can move with it. One of our teachers just said, the best intention is when you wake up, you say, I want to reform myself, change myself through this ilm, through this knowledge. And that's it. And it's like, what we gain, we gain. What we don't gain, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He'll choose what He wants for us. But at the end of the day, we make the dua that Allah accepts us. And for you to be here is an acceptance from Allah, especially from where you come from. You know what I mean? So I think they'd be very happy, not only the people who saw that documentary, but the people who worked on it, to see how you're doing. Because I could imagine, even if I was a part of something like that, the crew, and you meet someone who's as impactful as yourself at such an age, that thing does not leave the mind of that person. So inshallah, may Allah make it easy that they get to see this and hear this, so that they can see that that alhamdulillah, that you're doing good and that everything's there. So how was your life? Do you remember when that documentary came out and you were still living in Cape Flats? How was that time? Do you remember? Did it change anything about what you were doing, or whatever?
First, when the documentary people was there, the people start threatening me. I don't want to put that part in the documentary. I was threatening. They came at night. I'm just like, mommy, don't take note of them. Then my documentary came out. I was one of the first persons to watch my own documentary. I was one of all the people that was in the documentary. Mr. Ibrahim, the cops even hit him when the documentary was done. The cops even hit him, so yeah. Alhamdulillah, Allah put me on a better place.
Nice.
That's the only thing what I can say.
That type of story, to be honest, watching that story and watching the way they did it, I'm telling you, that thing impacted the people all over the world, whoever saw it. Because the comments down there, and there's too many comments, man, thousands of comments. And some of those comments, they have too many likes on those things. They're feeling that situation. They don't understand the situation. And we need to shed a light sometimes on those places in the world, because Sheikh, it's too much. Even look at what's happening in Philistine, it's a lot. But Cape Town Flats has been a war zone for a long time in a different way, you know what I mean? And it's a sad situation, man. So now, alhamdulillah, how do you feel these days now? You come from such a way.
It's one day is up, one day is down. One day is up, one day is down. But only thing what I'm missing is the house. But I keep me strong, because I know if I'm going home, what's waiting for me.
I see.
So rather stay in the path of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is going to guide you,
Right.
protect you. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala say that everything is easy for you by the school. You get food, you get people to wash your clothes, you stand up. Only thing what you must do is just bring your side, make salah, come to class. That's the only thing.
Yeah.
But the other way, schools, things sorted out. It's all, the food is okay, alhamdulillah. It's a nice place.
Yeah. But how are you doing mentally and in your heart? Because you come from a place, there's lots of trauma, man.
I'm not used to quietness, but I'm settling soon in.
That's crazy. You're not used to quietness.
I'm not used to
It's quiet here.
It's quiet.
Too quiet for you.
I'm used to a shot going off.
Wow.
I'm used to sad stuff, you understand?
Yeah.
I'm used to seeing fighting every day.
Yeah.
Used to see how they stab each other every day.
Yeah.
Used to how they shoot each other every day. So that was the life for me.
Yeah.
And yo, I don't even see it in front of me anymore. Just saying shukr Allah.
So does that make you feel confused sometimes?
Sometimes I feel confused. How these people can live so? Because I never come in such environment where I come be quiet.
Yeah.
We not no one. It's like for me, this is like an excursion. You understand?
Wow.
To travel from one place to another place is good, bro.
100%.
Now you must remember you don't travel for wrongdoings. Traveling for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala.
Yeah.
That's more rewards. Understand?
And this world is a very big world, I can tell you, like coming from where I come from, and inshallah one day Allah SWT bring you to Canada, man. You gotta see this country one day, man.
Yeah, perhaps like when the school close, perhaps you can, if you want to go down, you can go down.
Allah make it easy, inshallah, don't worry.
Amin.
But my point was to say that this world is much bigger than your streets. But if you don't see that, then you won't know. You think the whole world is like the Cape Flats, you know what I mean? If you don't come out of that. They describe that sometimes, like back home they describe people who come from the ghettos, they say like if you don't know anything else but the ghetto, you think the whole world is a ghetto like that.
Ah, bro, that's the truth. If you're not used to the environment, then for me, like, I mean, sometimes I'm feeling like, yeah, this place make me boring. But then it's Satan talking, hey, go home. Because if you're going home, bro, from this place, then you must remember one of two things. Either you're gonna die in Cape Flats, or you're gonna become a gangster. And you're gonna go to jail, or you die.
So how else do you get out of the Cape Flats if there's no opportunity like this? Like how do people make it out?
Like you see, these children, like me, we dropped out on a lower grade. There's nothing for us.
Wow.
You can tell me your mommy can have what and what. There's nothing for us. Hustle is real for us. Like for me, I'm not used to asking people. I'm used to looking for my own thing. I'm used to working. On the age of 14, I start working. Start seeing where I can earn my own money. So tomorrow you can't tell me, hey, I give you this, I give you that. Because that's in Cape Flats. If you don't look for yourself, no one is gonna look for you.
Wow.
That's life there.
So are there any stories where someone they had an opportunity and then they got out of there and they made better for themselves?
Like there is a soccer player. He did love in Hanover Park. He did play for United. Can't remember his name now. Play for United. So yeah, there is like good stuff coming out of Hanover Park. There's coming bad stuff. But the best thing to do is, you see, like soos hulle gaan sê, sy wil jou kind in die tronk nou. Like they say, and keep a child in jail. So, it's rather be safe than to be sorry. Because now you come home. Allah, only words that you can say is, La ilaha illallah, Muhammadur Rasulullah. Then, after that, you must say, Inna ilahi wa inna rajiun. From Allah we come to Allah we should return.
Right.
That's the only words if you're not gonna keep your child indoors. Understand? So yeah, bro.
And what would you say to the people who are still the young kids that are still in the Cape Flats right now? Now, because you're out now, you've seen a little bit of different thing.
The only thing what I want for my sister, what is younger than me, and for each and everyone what is younger than me.
Your siblings are still there.
Not all my siblings, but okay, siblings she's still there. So my baby sister she's attending Parkfields Primary. Hanover Park. I told her, don't be like all three brothers. Not one of our brothers did finish like grade 12. I told her, don't drop out. If you're gonna drop out, you know, I'm not gonna stop talk. Because now I'm just gonna start. Because I'm older than you. I want what is best for you. Not only for my sister, for each and everyone what is younger than me. In the Cape Flats. Only thing what I can say for you, if you dropped out, cry by your mommy to put you in a school. Because you will get nothing in this world without education. Only way you will get something if you must study for deen. Then you can come listen that man is a mullah. That man is a mufti shop. That man is a Qari shop. That's the only good stuff.
Yeah.
But now you're gonna do nothing with your life. In the end of the day, your child gonna ask you, your daddy buy me a pencil. Your daddy read this and that. Then what you gonna tell your child? I don't know how to read. I don't know how to buy you a pencil. Just because you made a mistake back in your life. You know, if I must get the opportunity to just go back to school, I will drop everything and I will run back to school.
Just so you can get the education.
Yeah, I can't read good, but we come by money, we come by mathematics. You can come, I'm smart in that.
Alhamdulillah.
But I'm not good in none of my subjects. Not even in English, not even in Afrikaans. I dropped out on a lower grade. I didn't see like, I did see like high school, but I wasn't in high school.
Yeah.
And so yeah, the only thing what I can say with young ones out there in Cape Town, not only in Cape Town, in Joburg, all that places, rather go to school because, you know, like the college will say, moenie jou ma se skoolgeld opeet nie. Never eat your mommy's school money up. Because there's children out there, they can't be right, but they cry to go to school.
I see.
They can't even see right, they cry to go to school. Well, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us heads, give us eyes, give us feet. So just, if you just bring half, anyway, if you just bring half, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will put the other half with, then you will be successful in life. That's the only thing. But I say shukran that I'm out of Cape Flats, and if I'm finishing with my school, I guarantee, that's a guarantee what I told myself, I will open my own school in Cape Flats.
Yeah, inshallah,
I mean, I want to learn the children about deen.
Yeah.
And I will send them where I come from. If I see they can't, but I will send them to the place where I am now. I just can't say where I am, but otherwise I know shit. So yeah, but I love you for all, for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And so yeah, if you want to ask any questions, you can contact my Muslim brother in Islam. We will be ready to give anything you need.
Alhamdulillah, yeah, they can find all my socials inshallah through this. I'm available online if you want to reach out to Mariezaan, alhamdulillah. I can definitely be a messenger for you, inshallah. So, so now that you're here, you know, and you're going through all of these different emotions and you're understanding how life was, you know, in the Cape Flats, and at the end of the day, you can take a kid out of that environment, but that environment still stays in a person where you go, you know what I mean? It's a tough thing to reform, and not all of it can fall into negativity. Like, alhamdulillah, being here, everybody from Cape Town, you can tell who's from Cape Town, and they have a specific energy to them, and there's a beauty to it. There's a beauty to it, really. You see, in such a dark place, still a positivity can come out, you know, and we must always try to focus on that positivity. It is a definitely sad situation that's happening over there. But that's why this ilm can be used as a means to go back and reach out to those people. And at the end of the day, alhamdulillah, you know that environment in such a way, you know, you can go back and do something positive there with the more knowledge you have and the more ilm. Someone like me, I'll need someone like you to guide me, because hey, if I go over there, it's game over for me, man. I'm a fish food, man, one way.
You're never gonna be fish food. You must just remember, if you're gonna be fish food, it's like, it's a place. If you want to be fish food, you can be fish food. If you want to be a girl, you can be a girl. If you want to be a man, you can be a man. But for me, I did operate in Cape Flats.
Yeah.
From one to the other place. From the other place to the other place. I catch on crap with my mom and my father don't even know. And you know, anyway I will come in an overpark. You cannot be what type of gangster. If I come, and you know, me, I was used to gambling. So if I come and I want to gamble, they would not still talk much with me. Because I know I'm short tempered. If you show my mother out, that time.
Yeah.
Yo, bra, wallahi, I did not stab you. But if you swear my mother now out, I'm gonna think twice. I'm gonna walk away.
I see.
Because, you know, for why you must bring an innocent lady in? I know to swear somebody's mother out is the angriest to get someone.
Yeah.
But like you said, you're gonna be fish food in Cape Town. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He will never put something in your path what you know you can't handle. Because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He put me here
Yeah.
where He know. Yeah, Mariezaan is gonna handle it. Yeah, Mariezaan is not gonna handle it.
That's right.
But he must push through.
That's right.
You know, nothing is gonna come to you if you're not gonna go seek it.
Right.
Understand?
Yeah.
Like success is gonna come only if you work to become successful in life. You know, this one molna kata ni, yeah, the bayan she give, it touched me.
Yeah.
And I go to school. Perhaps I can be the next Katani. And you know, if you take another child out of the Cape Flats,
Yeah.
he can perhaps save a million children.
100%.
You understand?
100%.
If you only put like a drop in a novel park, if you put a drop, you know, what's a virus? If you put a drop, everyone's gonna know what's gonna happen.
Yes.
Like everyone, they know where I'm off to, but they don't know where I am at the moment.
Yeah.
Everyone they know Mariezaan is not in the place. So the team what they had is nothing. But you know, everyone they think I was the leader. None of us was a leader. We were there for each other, we did help each other. And if something happened, I was always the one who did run first away. Because you know, for me, I wouldn't have run first away because I'm scared. That's what people think. But I'm not a scared boy. I know now a big thing come, the same like they stab me in my head.
Yeah.
Over a small thing. Don't have like a solid proof of why they stabbed me. And only thing what I can say for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is shukran. You must just be with all the places what is rough. You must make dua for all the places what is rough. Never forget to make dua for Palestine.
Right.
So yeah, it's like me and you, we can save Cape Town. But the thing is, you can't make dua for a jam pot if the jam pot is not open. If the jam pot is closed, you can make dua, then the dua is not gonna fall in the jam pot. Understand?
Yeah, I think you're gonna do a better job at saving Cape Town than me, but I'm there to assist you one way. But you see your story, one thing I think everybody should understand from the Cape Flats about your story. And back in the West, where I'm from, right, Canada, America, there is a lot of discussion and there's a lot of conversation and education on the mental and spiritual health of people. And when you look at the situation in the Cape Flats, there's so much trauma there, man. So much trauma and PTSD. These things that sometimes, like a lot of people, I'm realizing even in South Africa, there's not at all like big knowledge on PTSD, trauma, therapy. You know, Islam, alhamdulillah, is such a beautiful form of peace and therapy, because you know when you're doing your salah, you're connecting with Allah, you're making dua, you feel that darkness leave your body. And you feel yourself becoming a lighter, better person. Even Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala put in place professionals that can help you understand, hey, if you saw someone die at a very young age, that thing impacts the brain in a certain way. You grow up with that impact in your brain. Now you're moving this way, you're moving that way. If you don't know what jealousy is, if you don't know what anger is, if you don't know what hatred is, you will not understand that the way that your emotions is they're taking over you versus you controlling them. So now you're coming into a place in your life where you're learning, oh my God, you know, these emotions that I used to not, I thought that this is who I was. Now you're learning, oh, I can actually control these emotions. Like how you said, I can take a second thought now. Before the old Mariezaan would go and, you know, poke someone if they did something, you know, that was out of line. But now, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave you the understanding to think for yourself and step back. And to be honest, all of us are always like this. But when you go through too much darkness in your life, too much trauma, those things become very blurry. And now, alhamdulillah, that's why this ilm, this knowledge is a way to reform and fix those aspects of ourselves. But one thing that people should know from the Cape Flats, this is my message to them, but for your people back home. That story, that documentary, even though they chose you, Allah subhanahu, they could have put any kid in front of that screen. It doesn't have to be you, but you represent all of them in that area. You represent every single one of them. So even though it was your face, your body, your voice, everything, your family, whatever, that's a representation of every single kid
In the Cape Flats.
in the entire Cape Flats. So by you getting a win out of that, it's a win for the entirety of the Cape Flats. And I understand that in some communities they have this thing where if one person is getting a rise, the other ones, they want to pull them down. And I know it's a very hard thing to convince everybody to, raise him up instead. Don't pull him down, raise him up, because that is your way out. That is your way out for you as well. Helping this person get their opportunity is a way for you to also get yours. So that's something that should always be kept in mind. The victory that Mariezaan had at that age when that documentary came out till now is a victory for the Cape Flats, because to this day that documentary is used as a means to show people what's happening there. And inshallah, all we need to do is now get more people to come out to reform, to then go and help these communities and change within ourselves as well. It's very tough because you have people that want to change, and you know better than me, then there's people who don't want to change. For me to speak about that environment, it's like it's not necessarily my place because I'm not from there, but at the same time, coming from the outside in, you can see that there's just so much happening when the people don't necessarily understand what's happening with
There is hope
themselves.
for Cape Flats. There is hope for Cape Flats.
Alhamdulillah.
But the thing is, if your mother gonna say, "Yours my child is a gangster," wallahi, I tell you, Cape Flats will come so nice and quiet. If your mother must say, the time when we had the march, when Paga Chief was at the march,
Okay.
no one wanted to give their children. Like, if you must just give your child, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He will put sabr in the mother's heart just to give the child, yeah, my child is a gangster. My child operated with wrong people. And I make dua every night. I ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, oh Allah, guide and protect my family, not only my family.
Right.
Each and everyone
Ameen.
in and Overpark,
Ameen.
Lentigje, Menenberg, Heidelveld, not only in my area.
Yeah.
So, it's nothing for me. It's nothing for a person to pull the trigger, but every action have intention. So, what intention you gonna pull the trigger? Understand? My mother phoned me now 2 weeks ago. They shot this boy, but it's an accident. This boy what they shot, I make the R for him, but his cousin stabbed me in my head. But I forgive them.
Ameen. Amazing.
Only thing what I can say is, what happened, did happen. No time to pull it back. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala say, my slave, if you want to see Jannah, forgive those who you did wrong to, and forgive those who you did right to. Never, like I read the book, no? Never, a person will never talk about the good deeds by other person, but they will always talk about the bad deeds by other person.
Right.
Understand? Like that's a sin. Like for me, that's a sin. Why?
Yeah, it's backbiting. Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
So, like you told me, life is gonna start being tough. Stuff is gonna happen, but you must just keep strong.
Alhamdulillah. So now what do you see for now? What is your intentions now as you move forward? Like what do you see for yourself in your future now?
For me, my future, I see if I'm gonna be inshallah first year,
Ameen.
I'm gonna be able to pull 2-3 children out of Cape Flats. Come study.
Yeah.
Second year, pull another 2-3-4 children. But the thing what I'm gonna do is, they will not go home. Just like I'm not going home till it is December. Understand?
Yeah.
Make Iman strong the 3-4 children what are gonna be with me in my first, what I'm gonna go to first year, they're gonna be under. So if Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala they want that in my life, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala use each and every one. Because you know, my mother told me yesterday the kalima La ilaha illallah. Now you know, I see a plate of food in front of me. What are you gonna say? I'm gonna say I'm not seeing food in front of me. I'm gonna say La ilaha illallah. Because the food didn't come from my mommy. The food came from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala.
Right.
Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala put the food by my mommy put the food in my plate. At the same, I can move. You know, to be a child's a role model, it takes a lot. Because now I go on social media, now I just perhaps post something wrong.
Right.
Like you see, Temple Boys.
Okay.
How can they post like songs of ladies? You understand? The words what they say about the lady is a cheap shit. Like the words. How can you win? What? Don't you also have a mommy? You know me, I'm not a scared boy, but me, I have big respect for my mommy and for another lady.
Alhamdulillah.
Because, you know, in the Cape Flats, if they perhaps have 6 intercourse with you, the whole world will know. Allah, she's a prostitute, don't talk to her. You know, there was one prostitute. She come past, she was on a mission, she come past. She see the dog is like licking the ground. Then she took something from her. She go with it in the river and she give the dog water. She entered Jannah just because of that.
Yeah. The famous incident in the
Allah.
famous incident
Now,
in Islam. Yeah.
if you wanna reach Jannah, I wanna reach Jannah. You don't even need to make 5 times a day salah. You don't even need to do all of that. But just see what that lady did.
Yeah.
Now you're gonna see us Capetonians. You're gonna see you walking past the dog. We're gonna kick the dog. That dog also have feelings like us. Then you see, we spit on the sand. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is gonna get you at the day of Qiyamah. The sand gonna ask you, oh man, you're not one. I made you.
Right.
I made you. And we made from sand, dust, and I don't know the other one.
Yeah, we're made from clay. Allah SWT made us from clay. Yeah.
Yeah, you see. So how can you? Because that's still the same stuff. Where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala just say, for us human, what is Muslim, you mustn't stand in peace. You must sit in peace. As time goes on, I learn, and what I learn, I would like to give out.
Yeah.
You understand?
And it's helping you, isn't it? It's making
For
you feel
me,
better.
If I give out in life, I know Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will let I get more in life.
100%.
And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is so kind. He could have chose anyone, but He chose me to come study. Allahu Akbar. He could have chose perhaps the richest child in an overpoor. He chose me to come.
Yeah.
Understand? So that's just we nothing without Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala.
100%.
Like you wanna tell me you have a lot of money though, everything of the dunya.
Yeah.
Can you sleep tonight? That's the only question I'm gonna ask you. Can you sleep tonight? Because now we're gonna come past, we're gonna see a lady sleeping on the road with a brick for a pillow and a cardboard for a blanket. Where you have a water bed to go sleeping. Can you have a big palace, can you and your wife talk tonight? No, Sheikh. Because Shaitan is there. He's between you. Shaitan will try everything to come corrupt a student of deen.
Yeah.
You understand?
So now you're learning. Now you're learning all the from the kitabs, and you're learning all of the knowledge, and you're understanding now all these different things. Yeah.
I say shukr to Allah that He took me out of that place
Yeah.
to come learn all of this stuff.
Perfect.
Because I never even knew about this stuff.
Yeah.
Now I'm learning.
That's why they say knowledge is power, you see. And this knowledge is more powerful than a gun, man.
And you know now, like if one Kustad come, you will always say, don't talk about the fairy tales. I don't know if you didn't admit that to start. Mulna pasa.
Yeah.
And if he start talking, I'm like listening. And he say the person who sleep in the thing what he give. Allahu Akbar. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is busy that time with you.
Right.
Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is talking with you. Physically, whatever you can call it, he's talking to you. Like, you know, I can tell you, my bro, come we just go to this girl. And I know you married. Satan is using me, you must tell me, hey, now I'm married, you can't. Understand? But now I get out the Cape Flats. Now I come with go. Hey, Allahu Akbar. So, you know, if they must come study, they will also feel the same way like I'm feeling like, hey, how can I just believe what you tell and I never see?
Yeah.
So I'm
You want
learning,
them to learn and you want
know?
them to grow just like how you've grown, and you want them to see better opportunities just like how you've seen better opportunities, because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He put you in that position. And that's what we do. That's why we do this for, man. We come to learn. We come to reform ourselves first and foremost, because if we're not working 100%, then to go outside, it's like you can't do much. That's why this is the best environment to fix yourself and get things right, change things in your life. All of us, we come from different lifestyles, you know. I also come from a non-practicing lifestyle.
So I'm learning now, and I'm happy with what I'm learning, and I'm coming where I want to come. Not perhaps 5 days, not perhaps 5 times in one day, inshallah. There is now and then what I want to still be to be with the friends, and I must once, inshallah. But then I ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Ya Allah, just forgive me for that, what I did. So, you know, in the morning, you don't want to stand up for Fajr. That then Satan tell you, nah, lay, Fajr wanna come again tomorrow. You know, for me, I'm always awake for Tahajjud. But I'm not in the mosque for Tahajjud.
Yeah.
I always lay in my bed for Tahajjud. So if you come to me and you touch me, I'm like, then you like the one mullah this morning, he asked me, don't I sleep? I tell him, Allah, He put in my heart, because you see, I make 2 raka'ats at night now. 2 raka'ats, okay. Now make another 2 raka'ats. Now make the last one, so 5 raka'ats. Now ask Allah in my last raka'at, Ya Allah, make me awake for Tahajjud. Ya Allah, forgive those shortcomings. Oh Allah, make those who come with shortcomings, give them a high place in Jannah. Not only for my parents, but for each and everyone. Not only for my brothers, but for each and everyone. Oh Allah, I ask you, Allah, to be with Palestine. You should know, I make my dua.
Yeah.
Because for me, it's like, since I came here, yeah, I didn't know how to make salah. But the first day when I came, I was like, looking around in my salah, yeah, when nothing gonna happen or something. So now I'm getting used slowly. I'm getting used to the place. So, yeah.
Yeah, and you just take your time, man. You just take your time. Don't rush into all these different
a road
things.
wasn't built in one day. See, if a road was built in one day, you will see how long they did, how quick they did to build that road. That road will fall now in. You understand?
Yeah, I know
So
what you mean.
if you go fast in life, you're gonna forget about your old work. And you know, one thing I must never do, never look down on a person. Because if you look down on a person, you be perhaps there 5 salahs a day. I just look down. Tomorrow you fall, then he's there. Then you want to come lift you up, then you wanna see. So that's what I learned in Cape Flats. We don't look down to each other, but they fitna about each other. Allahu Akbar.
Yeah, that's gonna be there. That's why. But
You know-
we slowly, man. Slowly, and we take our time with it. Allah bless you. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala continue to use you for that which He loves the most, man. And I'm very happy Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, crossed our paths, and I was able to see this documentary. I already sent it back home to my family as well. Alhamdulillah, they can see it. And that's the point of things like this, is that, it shines a light on the situation. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He chooses some people to be a light for particular situations. So we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to make us a beacon of light for all of mankind. Just like how Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam was that. He was a beacon of light. And for you, man, you just take your time and you heal the way you need to heal. Coming out of the environment you came out of, it's a really different environment. It's a really tough environment. Now for the first time, you're seeing something very, very brand new and very different. So you take it in and you enjoy it. And you have everyone around you here. They're all your brothers. We are all your older brothers. We are all family here. You know, your ustads, they are all your fathers, all of them. They'll give you all the advice that you need for everything. And the best things to do is you make friends with the right people. The best people to make friends with is your teachers and your books. This is the best thing. Then all those people that you know, these are good people that you know they won't do anything to you or like that. Those are the best people. Besides that, you just take your time, man. Even in this thing of learning Islam, just take your time. But I think the people who were watching that documentary and the people who made it, they'll be so happy to know that you're doing fine, that you're here, that we're sending them our love, we're sending them our salams, and that inshallah, as you grow and as you continue to develop as the young man you are into a grown man, even though you speak like a grown man, alhamdulillah, then I think they're going to be very excited to see, inshallah, where you are then. But as for now, you focus on yourself, make dua for your family, and Allah make it easy, man. Jazakallah for sitting down with us, man. Allah bless you.
Same to you, Sheikh.
Alhamdulillah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.